Hi friends, welcome to the daily UPSC study vlog. Guys, today's topic is going to be very important because today I'm going to talk about a very important problem which is the cause of failure of most of the UPSC aspirant in the prelims and mains examination. And that topic is current affairs. Today I'm going to tell you how you can master current affairs and how mastering current affairs can help your chances of qualifying the prelims examination and the mains examination. It will increase. Okay, so guys, first of all we must understand what is the importance of current affairs. Many aspirants, they have a wrong notion that when they see the analysis of the prelims paper in various coaching institutes, you will see that small section is given to current affairs also, that there were 15 questions or 20 questions which were based on current affairs. But that is a wrong notion. Let me tell you, more than 50 questions, again repeat myself, more than 50 questions every year comes from current affairs. What do I mean when I say more than 50 questions comes from current affairs? What I mean is that more than 50 questions have their origin, have their motivation from current affairs. Even in sections where you will not expect anything coming from current affairs, even in that section, particularly art and culture, ancient India, medieval India, modern India, you will see questions coming from current affairs, means questions getting motivated from current affairs. Let me first prove you why. Okay, so guys, this year there was a question on the Pumpuhar port. Many aspirants who do not study ancient India thoroughly or medieval India thoroughly, they struggled on this question. However, people who follow me, okay, people who follow my YouTube channel, my Telegram channel and my test series, they comfortably solved this question. Why? Because I exactly guessed it that this is a question which is going to come in the exam. Many aspirants might wonder how I was able to guess exactly that this question is going to come in the exam. Exactly, word to word, I guessed this question. Not just this question, there are many questions which I guessed. Okay, but I'm just making the point that even in the history, even in the art and culture section, you get questions from current affairs. Guys, in the last 2-3 years, not just this year, but in the last 2-3 years, government is, okay, particularly the ASI, is doing some research, is doing some, okay, discovery in the Pumpuhar port, okay, about the Pumpuhar port, okay, and even the government is basically digitalizing the history of Pumpuhar port. So there is a scheme of Department of Science about digitalization of our ancient art and culture and ancient heritage, and in that Pumpuhar was also selected few years back in somewhere around 2020 2021. Okay, so this news was there for the last couple of years, and the ASI and other bodies responsible for preservation of Indian culture, they were doing some studies on this topic. And this topic was reported in the Hindu newspaper in small fragments, in small sections throughout the year, at least 2-3 times. But the problem is that many current affairs magazines will overlook this topic because this is a very small section we covered somewhere. Okay, so my point is that if you are not thorough with current affairs, then you will not be able to predict such questions. Similarly, there was one question this year on Congo Basin. There was one question on Congo Basin, which of the following countries are not part of the Congo Basin. So why suddenly UPSC asked the Congo Basin? Why? Because the monkey virus was also known as the Congo Basin disease. Secondly, there was another reason, that there was an international agreement on preservation of peatlands in the Congo Basin. My point is very clear. The point is that most of the questions which comes in the UPSC prelims examination, they have their motivation, they have their inspiration coming from the current affairs. But if you just rely on some monthly compilation or some yearly compilation, the problem is that they will only cover prominent current affairs. They are not going to cover such kind of, okay, small fragments of news which comes in the, okay, newspaper. They're not going to cover it. If they start covering it, then the magazine will become very bulky and no one is going to read that magazine. Therefore, reading daily current affairs is very, very important. Here I would like to recommend every one of you to follow our daily prelims notes. Daily prelims notes is a very unique initiative which is focused on prelims and which has forward and backward linkage with the static syllabus. If you read our DPN, then you need not refer to the static books while reading the current affairs. Okay, many people complain that, sir, your monthly magazine goes to around 250 pages, whereas other magazines are just 120 to 150 pages. Let me tell you guys, it is better to read 200 pages than to take the risk of reading 150 pages and not getting any questions. In the last couple of years, most of the current affairs questions come from our monthly magazine, come from our Optima notes, which I bring out at the year end. So now the point is that how you should approach the current affairs so that the chances of you solving these type of questions inside the exam hall increases. So what you have to do is that you have to follow a sequence. You have to follow a sequence which I'm going to explain now. And if you follow this, then the chances of getting them right in the exam hall are very high. So first what you need to do is that you need to read daily DPN. Okay, so first thing is that you read daily DPN. It comes around 7 p.m. every night. Okay, 7 to 9. Okay, again I repeat, 7 to 9 p.m. because working professionals also after 7 they are free. So 7 to 9 p.m. you should read the daily prelims notes, and 5 minutes, let me repeat, 5 minutes, just 5 minutes every day you solve the PPP, prelims power play. What are the prelims power play? Prelims power play are current affairs questions on this current affairs, daily DPN. Okay, these are based on that. So once you read and then you solve the current affairs questions that day itself, 5 questions from the top 5 topics, okay, you will be able to apply that knowledge. Just reading will not help. You have to apply that knowledge. Then what you need to do is that after the month ends, you get a monthly magazine, the DPN compilation, and in that DPN compilation I give every month 1 week. Again I repeat, every 1 week you have to devote for last month's current affairs. So suppose this is a November month, so in the last 1 week we dedicated the entire week to October current affairs, and every day there are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so there are 6 days. So 6 subjects, 6 most important subjects like polity, economy, geography, environment, history, okay, like this, the 6 most important subjects like science and tech, okay, we dedicated 1 day, and from every subject I gave you top 20 topics. From every subject I gave you top 20 topics. So around 120 top topics. Top topics means which have high probability to come in exam. Okay, these 120 topics you revise in the 1 week, and on the Sunday, which is today is Sunday, and I take a current affairs test every month. Every month there is a current affairs test on last month current affairs. So top 120 topics, okay, you have read it, and then you have solved questions, you have practiced them, you have applied the knowledge. Okay, so one reading you have done DPN, then you have solved MCQs, this is second revision. Third, you have done revision after 1 month, then you have solved MCQ, which is the current affairs test, so 4 times revision. Then when the year ends, when the exam approaches you, you get a compilation, Optima notes, yearly compilation. Okay, again we revise that is a subject wise revision. Okay, polity Optima, economy Optima, geography Optima, okay, environment Optima. You get an yearly compilation which covers all the important current affairs of that subject, compiled at one place, scientifically compiled at one place. So what happens is that you can use this compilation and you can revise that subject, and then I will be giving you top 100 questions of that subject that year. For example, let me take a case of governor. So this year the topic of governor is very important in the polity, and particularly the discretionary power of the governor, and also the governor's relationship with the state government in terms of the bills passed by the state assembly. So this topic is in news. So what are the different types of questions which can come on this topic? All these kinds of topics I will select and I will frame questions for the Optima test. Okay, So you can rely on my predictions. Every year I am able to predict 30, 40, 50 questions, okay, which will give you an edge over others. So you will revise that 1 year current affairs through Optima notes, and then you will solve the most expected top 100 questions of that subject. So you just imagine, you read the DPN, you solved the PPP, then you read the monthly current affairs magazine, then you solved the monthly current affairs test, then again you read the current affairs of the last 1 year, the subject wise current affairs, and then you took the Optima test also, top 100 questions, and last, just before the exam, 15-20 days before the exam, you have the full length test, which will also include all the important current affairs questions which can high probability to come in exam. So there are 7 steps of revision. There are 7 times you will revise if you follow my model. If you follow my model, you will revise the important current affairs 7 times. So suppose this Israel, okay, Israel Gaza, okay, Israel Palestine conflict is happening, the Gaza, okay, mapping regarding Gaza, the Mediterranean region, okay, I'll be covering in DPN, I'll be covering in PPP, I'll be covering in monthly current affairs magazine, I'll be covering in monthly current affairs test, then I will be covering in Optima notes, then I will be covering in Optima test, and then the full length test. Just imagine, same theme you have revised 7 times. Will you not be able to solve those questions inside the exam hall? Definitely yes. So the problem is not in current affairs. The problem is your approach towards current affairs. You are not having a scientific approach. You are not having an approach which has an inbuilt revision into it. If you see this plan has inbuilt revision into it. Okay, I forgot to mention one thing. You will be getting Optima cards, okay, on important topics. Lot of questions you can get from that. It will be a quick revision, okay, just 1 week before exam, 2 weeks before exam, you can go through the important topics. So this is how you master current affairs. If you like this video, please do hit a thumbs up and please share this video with your friends. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.